If witnesses who administer a warning are present, he should be stoned to death. If he performs labor without being conscious of the transgression, he is liable to bring a sin offering of a fixed nature.
That just means a regular sin offering. In our times, we don't have a death penalty just for breaking any of the Torah's specific laws, because they require a court to adjudicate the case, and we have no courts today that are permitted to judge such cases. Even if we had a court that would theoretically be able to judge a capital crime, it can only judge those crimes during a time when the temple is actually functioning with the priests and everything. So none of that applies nowadays. Also, the witnesses, they have to give them a warning first, and those witnesses have to fulfill certain criteria to be a valid witness. If they don't fulfill one criteria, then they're not a valid witness, and the person doesn't get the death penalty, even though 100 people may have seen him. If he violated one of the forbidden activities on the Sabbath, even if no one saw him, even if no one warned him, he incurs karet. That's his punishment. So what kind of punishment could he get, even if no one saw him?
In Olam Haba?
Right.
Mm-hmm. There's many people nowadays who erroneously believe that Judaism is just like any other belief system or judicial system, like modern day legal law, right? That if it's not seen, it really doesn't exist. But I think the Rambam and the Torah in general is letting us know that even though people don't see what you're doing, there's someone who does see, right? And this religion, I mean, it is as much physical as it is, like one of the heart and one of intentions. How many people nowadays, they think they can mistreat somebody here just because, a Beit Din is not there or two Eidin aren't there. So it
Eidim are witnesses.
I'm sorry. And that things that we do in secret do matter because God is watching you. I mean, to put it in
Right. Okay. So this is also one of the implications in the Torah itself to eternal life or life after death, because there's a distinction between death penalty and karet. And karet doesn't require two witnesses. So the person is going to be punished either way, whether someone saw him or not. You can't flee from God's judgment, from His wrath.
So karet with just regular karet is you lose your place in Olam Haba,
Right.
and karet with witnesses is the death penalty if there's a standing Sanhedrin.
Not necessarily. Usually, if there's karet, it incurs a death penalty, but not always. There are some exceptions. I think one of the exceptions is if a person has, well, I'm sure this is one of the exceptions, is if a person has intercourse with his wife while she's in Nida, while she's in her monthly cycle. So if a person did that intentionally, knowing that it's forbidden, and knowing the punishment, and he did it anyway, he gets karet even though nobody saw, and even if there were witnesses, there's no death penalty.
Oh.
All the background noise.
Also, you could have karet, with one witness. So people could be aware of somebody continuously breaking, let's say, Shabbat or doing something inappropriate. They haven't been able to adjudicate him, right? So
he's also cut off from the community, obviously. Right. But the point is that even if no one saw him, he still incurs the penalty. So it's something you can't flee from. Again, though, this is only when it's done brazenly. The person knew it was forbidden and knew the punishment.